We're on the line to Rabbi Yitzhak Ajzner from the Beit Hillel organization. And Rabbi Ajzner, we wanted to talk to you about this decision made by the Ramban synagogue in Jerusalem, headed by Rabbi Benny Lau, to appoint, what is it exactly, a woman who would be a rabbinic assistant of some sort. Tell me about this kind of a position and why you at the Beit Hillel organization applaud this decision, feel that it's necessary.
The position that the Rabbanit Carmit Feintuch has been appointed to, it's the spiritual leader, a female spiritual leader next to Rabbi Benny Lau at the Ramban synagogue. We are indeed at Beit Hillel extremely excited for Rabbanit Carmit. She's, also I have to tell you on a personal note, she was the teacher of my daughters at Migdal Oz, and she's indeed a very fine and humble educator.
Migdal Oz is a seminary where women learn on the college level, rabbinic or Jewish religious studies, etc.
That's right. I'm sorry. It's a midrashah, which is like a tertiary institute for Torah studies for women. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
So this appointment, it's now become part of a phenomenon which we consider to be a wonderful thing, in which we've seen over the past few years more and more women are receiving recognition for their Torah learning and are receiving important positions of leadership in the Torah community. We saw at the beginning of last year that Dr. Jenny Rosenfeld was appointed in the city of Efrat as the spiritual leader together with Rabbi Shlomo Riskin. And there are other examples. For example, in Ra'anana, there's a community which is led jointly by Rav Tzvi and Rabbanit Oshra Koren, a community called Kinor David, where they jointly lead it. And then in Tel Aviv, there's a community called Yachad, which is led by Dr. Hannah Friedman. So all these Orthodox institutes are now creating a wave. But I think this is the first time that a community has come together and democratically appointed somebody through a process by which there are other contestants. Rabbanit Carmit had to appear before a community committee. I assume the community will pay for her. And in such a case that she was appointed with such a process, her moral authority will be the moral authority of someone who's elected by the constituents is incomparable to someone who's appointed.
Right.
And it's a wonderful development in our eyes.
So it's a democratic move, a move that many synagogues take to appoint their rabbi itself. But let me ask you, Rabbi Ajzner, is this important specifically because it's a woman who has this job, women are getting these jobs, or is there a specific role that it must be a woman? You have to have a woman in a position like this. What is it exactly about this?
Specifically here, I believe that Rabbi Lau was trying to make a historic breakthrough. Rabbi Lau is himself has said publicly, I believe, that he doesn't deal that much with pastoral issues, and so he needed someone else to fill in that vacuum.
I guess what I'm asking also is the fact that sometimes the argument is made that women don't want to have to go to a man to deal with issues that affect women more than they do men, that men don't know as much about, and perhaps this is a breakthrough in that, right? Or is it just a matter of equal rights? You should have women doing this and men doing this.
Well, you're making a wonderful point. I think both of what you're saying are valid points. Not only is it important for women to have totally equal opportunity and rights, but as you say, it is vital because half the constituents, of course, are female. And there are so many issues which women feel very uncomfortable confiding with a man. And here we're now providing a solution to that issue. And I think we really have to keep our eyes on the vision of where the Jewish people are going. The Yeshivot B'nai Akiva, which are responsible for the education of the vast majority of religious youth from high school upwards, half the students are female. Are there any female leaders there? Has the chairman or the CEO ever been female? Can that happen? Well, maybe now it can. When one enters an Ulpanah, one often sees at the entrance, Ulpanah is a religious school for girls on a secondary level, all the portraits on the walls of the entrances are rabbis. No female role models to be hung up there. Well, hopefully somebody will one day put up the picture of Rabbanit Carmit Feintuch. Where you take an organization like Tzohar, it's a rabbinic organization, but there's not one female member. Fortunately, Beit Hillel, which I'm a member of, has decided to do something about that. And in Beit Hillel, there are equal rights and equal opportunity, and the women are leading Beit Hillel equally to men. They take a very active and vital role in all the decisions and all the processes that are going on. But here, a community now has taken on a female role model and a female leader, and that's why we consider it to be a tremendous development.
And one final question, if I may, Rabbi Ajzner, what do you say to those in the Orthodox community who have argued in the United States, this has, of course, also been an issue. They argue that this is a slippery slope. You know, we talk about women rabbis, which is something you've had in the Reform movement, maybe conservative, I'm not sure. Not in the Orthodox. The Orthodox world says this is not the role of a woman.
Firstly, it needs to be said that Rabbanit Carmit Feintuch she doesn't intend to carry the role of rabbi. She wants to be called a Rabbanit. And I don't believe that she's going to be heavily involved in halachic rulings, legal rulings. She's a spiritual leader, and I don't believe that she's taken too much more upon herself than that. But in any case, the roles of leadership, perhaps throughout the ages when women could barely read and write, and they certainly received an inferior education to men, then perhaps leadership wasn't appropriate for them. But in a world where women are prime ministers and chancellors, where the next president of the United States is likely to be a woman, it's not only appropriate, but it's absolutely necessary that women should also lead.
Rabbi Yitzhak Ajzner of the Beit Hillel organization.